Good morning. Welcome to the farm. We're here on the big island of Hawaii, and it is July 20th or so, 21st, July 21st. So we're gonna do an update on the pumpkin patch today. You can see behind me the field of our sugar pie pumpkins and our weeby littles, and then we got some of our giant vegetables, the giant Zuckerberg and the giant green squash. So we'll go take a look, see what's going on. Okay, so every morning we're coming out, picking all the male flowers and pollinating. And you can see this is our seed save row from last year's weeby littles. And we think it got crossed with acorn squash and spaghetti squash. So there's all different shapes. And the little weeby littles. This is one of a white polar bear pumpkins coming. You can see we're definitely battling some of the powdery mildew and the downy dew. Here's a nice looking field pumpkin. We don't know what variety. You can see the pile of the male flowers. That's just half of them that we're picking off out of just this section. And we're doing that because we have to pollinate the bee that we have here. The honey bee doesn't pollinate the female. It just takes the pollen and doesn't visit the female and actually get it. So one, we have to hand pollinate, and two, the pickleworm is a huge problem. I have a video in depth on pickleworm, but taking off those flowers helps us control the pickleworm. So if you want to see more about pickleworm, you can check that out on our channel. There's another video. Here's a little warty thing. We got more of those coming. We got a lot this year. Some of the sugar pies. You can see they're turning orange, getting almost ready. So this little section has a lot of little sugar pies and some other different pumpkins hiding in there. Here's this guy. It's a specialty pumpkin. I'm not sure the variety. I think it's gonna turn red. You can see the edge of the field. Here we've got our watermelon patch. That's where the giant pumpkin was this year, but it didn't make it. And then we have these are giant pumpkins that are on the edge. They're slow, but we just finally actually pollinated one this morning that opened up. You can see. Okay, so here's a giant Zuckerberg covered up. I'm gonna take off its beach towel. And then I have its little sheet. I was doing some research. They say it needs about 8 weeks to 9 weeks from the time that it flowers from the day of pollination. I'm not sure. I think we're about 4 weeks in on this guy. I'm watching it. Things in Hawaii are going a little faster on the days of as growing cycle is, but there it is, giant Zuckerberg. Okay, here's our giant green squash. It had a deformed lobe when I pollinated it, and it's doing something funky right where that deformation was on the lobes. So it's not the best set, but unfortunately it doesn't want to set another fruit right now. So I have a lot of work to do on this one. It's in a bad position, but we'll go show you its trunk. There's a main trunk where we planted the giant green squash. You can see it's pretty healthy right now. It's healing over from all its cuts, and it's massive. I'd say that's almost about a 2-inch trunk. Okay, here's our giant butternuts. This one we pollinated yesterday. You can see, and then you'll see one that's pollinated for sure in here. We've got about 3 of them set on the giant butternut. This is all giant butternut. It's been having some challenges with this, either nutrients or the yellow vein disease, and it's slowly growing, but it's getting out of it. We're hoping for a giant butternut. Okay, we're in the next field over. So we have charisma pumpkins and our racer pumpkins. Again, these are more like 100-day to 80-day varieties, where that was a longer section in this field. You can see the pumpkins are coming on. We're pollinating about 10 pumpkins every morning in these rows, not including that other field. And here you can see our purple prairie barley and garbanzo bean intercropping. We've got a lot of weed pressure, a lot of troubles with tropical storm debris. We still have a lot of, I've been spraying nonstop, but I've got to get on top of the powdery mildew. I'm going to make a video coming up specifically for powdery mildew here in the tropics. Okay, we're in our last section, the no-till trial pumpkin patch here, and we planted our 85-day racers. This is our last section of Halloween pumpkins. It's doing pretty well. We think hopefully there's going to be less weed pressure because we actually dug out the grass and covered it and killed it. And then we didn't till here, so there's not all those seeds been turned up, and it seems to be doing really good. We'll keep you updated on our no-till pumpkin patch section with the 85-day racers. Some of our field pumpkins chugging along. So that's been pretty much our patch update for July 21st, and we're on the Big Island of Hawaii. This is Hawaii Green Earth Farm. This is our pumpkin patch for 2022. It's hard to say, sorry, 2022. But yeah, we're battling the powdery mildew because we've had a lot of weather with tropical storms. Powdery mildew then becomes the downy dew, so I'm fighting with that. And then we also have high winds and different bug and pest pressures here, so it's a battle. It's like sailing a ship in a storm. We're not there yet. For more information on powdery mildew, I'm going to be making a video. You can look for that. And then for any other information, we've got other educational videos there on how to grow pumpkins on our channel, so you can check that out. And you can also check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Hawaii Green Earth. Aloha.